Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 4 is about to completely change everything, because Geno didn't just steal the 0 point in the live event, he hacked the loop, and his secret plan in Season 4 is even worse than we thought. But quickly, if you would like to support me, be sure to use code YTRFX #ad in the item shop, and for those that don't know, I give my subscribers all the time. Simply hit the like button, subscribe, and comment your Epic Games ID down below to enter. Now, let's cover the basics so you guys can understand everything. At the end of last season, the 7 were trying to do one thing: stabilize the 0 point. And after everything that happened throughout Chapter 7, the 0 point had finally been reformed. But there was a problem. It wasn't stable. So the innovation, who we know is actually Dr. Sloan, created a 0 point stabilizer that was supposed to actually finally fix it. And she almost succeeded until Geno returned. Geno hacked the loop, disrupted the entire stabilization process, and stole the 0 point for himself. And that is where Chapter 7 Season 4 Override begins, because the island is once again in the hands of the Imagined Order, or at least what's left of it. And Geno's plan is actually pretty simple. He wants to stabilize the 0 point and use it to create his perfect world, a world of perfect order. But there's one huge problem for Geno. The 0 point isn't ready yet, and until he can stabilize it, Geno needs another source of power. We'll get into that in just a second, because first we need to talk about what he's already done on the island. If you look at the Season 4 trailer, there is now a massive red biome directly in the center of the map, and this appears to be the main territory of Geno, the Imagined Order, and the villains working alongside them. But this isn't just another takeover of the island, because Geno has done something much bigger. Remember, during the event, he hacked the loop itself, and that is extremely important, because controlling the loop is exactly what the Imagined Order used to do. For years, the IO controlled what happened inside it. They controlled the island, they controlled the people trapped inside it, and most importantly, they controlled the access to the 0 point. We spent years destroying that system, and now Geno is rebuilding it, which means Season 4 isn't really about the Imagined Order returning, it's about Geno trying to finish what the Imagined Order started. And this time, he has the 0 point in his own hands. But the 7 aren't his only problem, because Jones is back. After Geno shot Jones during the Shattered event, Jones was left in a coma. And for a while, it looked like one of Fortnite's most important characters could actually be gone. But then something strange started happening. Every time a sprite was brought near Jones, his condition improved. And eventually, they figured out why. Sprites contain 0 point energy, the same energy that was being used by the stabilizer. So while the 0 point stabilizer failed to save the 0 point, it accidentally saved Jones. And now that Jones is awake, there is actually something still wrong. In the Season 4 trailer, we see Jones having nightmares about Geno. And considering everything these two have been through, that kind of makes sense. Geno has manipulated Jones, he's fought Jones, and now he nearly killed him. But if there's one person Geno probably doesn't want waking up right now, it's Jones. However, it looks like he's still alive. Jones has spent basically the entire Fortnite storyline ruining Geno's plans, and now he's going to have some help. Season 4 is bringing a bunch of video game characters onto the island, and they appear to be joining the fight against Geno. So our goal this season is pretty clear: stop Geno, help the new 7, and stabilize the 0 point before Geno does. It sounds simple, but it's not the case, because Geno has found something that could completely change the fight: a Chaos Emerald. And this is where Season 4 gets crazy. The upcoming Sonic X Fortnite storyline reveals that Geno's 0 point is currently too unstable to properly power his plans. So he starts searching for a substitute power source, and eventually he discovers the Chaos Emeralds. If Geno can harness the energy inside one of these things, he can temporarily power his operation while he works on stabilizing the 0 point. And to do that, he gets help from probably the last person you would ever expect to see working with the Imagined Order, Dr. Eggman. Geno and Dr. Eggman are actually working together, and somehow this pairing makes way too much sense. Geno promises promises Eggman that if his plan succeeds and reality becomes his to reshape, Eggman will have a favorable place inside his new world. So now Geno has the 0 point, he has the imagined order, he also has a Chaos Emerald, and now he has a Dr. Eggman helping him to use it. But somehow that's still not everyone, because Adam Smasher is also helping him, and then there is the deer from 99 Nights in the Forest. And I'm sorry, but who invited this guy? We have Geno trying to reshape reality, Dr. Eggman harnessing Chaos Emerald energy, Adam Smasher running around the island, and then there's just a deer. But somehow the future of the imagined order is partially in this thing's hands. Season 4 is weird, but there is actually a much more important detail hiding underneath all of these collaborations. Geno is desperate, and the trailer shows us exactly why. Look at his face. Geno looks significantly older than he did during Shattered, and I don't think that this is just a redesign, because Geno's body has always been connected to extremely powerful energy. Right now, the 0 point is unstable, so Geno appears to be relying on the red havoc energy we previously saw in Fortnite OG to keep himself stable, which means Geno might be running out of time. Just think about it. Why would Geno suddenly need the Chaos Emerald? Why is he personally rebuilding the imagined order? And why is he recruiting all of these villains? Not to mention, why is he so desperate to stabilize the 0 point? Because this isn't just about controlling reality anymore. Geno might need the 0 point to save himself, and that makes him so much more dangerous, because Geno has already told us exactly what happens if he succeeds. A world of perfect order awaits, and we've heard something very similar before. Geno's entire original goal with the imagined order was control. Control the loop, control the 0 point, control the reality. But throughout Chapter 7, everything has been unstable. The 7 are fractured, the foundation is missing, the 0 point has been destroyed and reformed, Jones nearly died, and now Geno has taken advantage of all of that chaos. And even though Geno is the main villain of Season 4, I don't think he's necessarily the biggest threat in Chapter 7, because everyone is fighting over the same thing. What do you guys think is going to happen in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 4? This is basically where the season of the storyline stands. But there might be one person left who can stop him, the Foundation. But if Geno actually stabilizes the 0 point, things are about to get a lot worse. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen this season in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 4. And if you are new, please be sure to subscribe and like today's video. If you want more content just like this here on the channel, 2 videos will show up on the screen right now so you guys can watch more content just like this.